Hi, I'm Brian Lord, Senior Vice President of Premier Speakers Bureau. I'm happy to have with us here Scott Hamilton, speaker, author of the book The Great Eight, and Olympic figure skating legend. Scott, thanks for coming on.
And wonderful human being.
Absolutely. Which leads me to my first question is, what do your friends find most repulsive about you?
Well, I can.
I saw your speech, so I'm getting on this one already.
It's my optimism. It's like I have a really good friend who will not take me seriously because he says you can find good in anything. So, no, I'm not. No, I'm going to bring you to the dark side a little bit. And it's like, no, not a chance. I've come by this honestly, and I'm going to stay with it. And I've really found that even in the harshest of experiences, that the optimism and really finding the silver lining and looking for it and training my mind to look for it has been something that's brought me through some pretty rough patches.
How do you train your mind to do that?
I say this in a lot of my talks. If you had to write a personal ad and be completely honest, and you couldn't, honest, mine would read, short, bald, half chemoed, radiated, surgically repaired, male figure skater of unknown ethnic origin, seeks fertile for long walks and a share to some of my hobby of collecting life-threatening illnesses. So it's you just find it. You find that life's going to throw a lot of things in front of you, and you just sort of train yourself to survive and look for the best thing you can possibly. It's kind of like a little lifesaver in the water. You got to find something to hang on to. And for me, throughout, it's been many different things, but it's kind of culminated to where I am now, of having survived 3 pretty huge things, and having a young family and an incredible wife. It's just now I count my blessings in different ways.
One of the things that you are able to achieve that's pretty unique is becoming the best in the world of what you do. And a lot of corporations, have reached that pinnacle, but it's very, very difficult to stay on top. And you talk about what you did. What are some of the things that you were able to do because you had all these people coming to try to take your spot there? What did you do?
Well, whenever you're in a competitive sport, and especially an Olympic sport, it's like people just pulling each other down to kind of get to that next level. And I really was fortunate that early in my career I failed a lot. I was really the last guy, and I really understood how it felt to not win. And then when I got a taste of what it took to be more successful, that's oh man, you try giving up coffee. I mean that's one. That's it was easier to go to work every day. It was easier to put the extra hour in. It was easier to do a run through even if I felt lousy, if I was coming off a flu or a bug or I couldn't breathe or whatever. I still would force myself to go through it because all those pieces of the puzzle really are necessary for it to show up on that one time. I was talking to somebody about it the other day that you work your entire competitive career for 4.5 minutes. You think of the hours you spend on the ice, 6 hours a day, 350 days a year. You're on the ice working for 4.5 minutes. And in that 4.5 minutes, you really are depending on your training and your preparation for it to show up at the most important time because, by the way, that's probably the only time you're going to get a chance at this. And if there was a second try, it doesn't happen for another 4 years, so that's 6 hours a day, 350 days a year, And so it's a pretty pressure-packed situation, but preparation's everything, and technique really plays a huge part in all of that. And a lot of it is just putting yourself into solid habits of making sure that everything is in the right place for that moment that really defines everything.
Now, you've mentioned that you've overcome 3 really difficult things for yourself. You've had numerous times where you're going through so many trials personally, but also in the sports world, failing a lot. How do you get rid of excuses?
Well, my coach would always tell me that there's never give an excuse. Offer reasons. But over time, reasons become excuses. So really you just try to eliminate. And skating is as a sport like most industries where your greatest strength is a lack of weakness, and you try to eliminate all those things that can defeat you and bring you down. You try to, if you're not a very good spinner, you spin until you're ready to, you can't eat for the rest of the day. If it comes down to endurance, you just work your body until it can get through that long program twice in a row without missing. If it's about consistency, it's muscle memory. You just train your body until it knows exactly what it's doing. And then when it comes time to deliver the goods, there's that part of the preparation that really is just training your mind to kind of allow your body to do its job. So many of those things are applicable to many different types of life situations, work situations, and so much of it is showing up. You just come to work every day, and it's amazing what that commitment does. Because any time that I've noticed great success, it's come out of not being biologically perfect, or it just comes down to commitment and repetition. And then you learn to walk. Yeah. How tough is that now? But it's about commitment and repetition. It's not about hard work, discipline, dedication, all these things that kind of make me go a little bit like this. It's just about really just showing up every day and really putting the time in and being a little bit better tomorrow than you were this morning.
Mm-hmm. You may get this from people, from what they say after you speak, but what are some of the tools and takeaways people have after you're finished with the program?
I didn't know you were that short. I did some of that. No. A lot of it is that I had no idea. Because when someone has the run I did, and I didn't lose a competition for 4 years. It's 4 world championships, it's Olympic gold medal, that's 4 national, all that. They think, wow, that's really a blessed life. But what went into that? There was a great deal of suffering that went into those 4 years. I had to be able to find a way to get there. So a lot of people, when they walk away from one of the talks, I'm not there to depress anybody, but I'm just really trying to establish the position that you rise above. We all have things that bring us down. We all have times that we've failed. We all have relationships that have been strained. We've all had these life situations that you can rise above, and a lot of people don't know, the most important parts of what has allowed me to have the success that I've had. And most of it came out of, low points, really low points. But, I look back on those now and I realize how important they were to establishing, the ability for me to do what I do now.
One of the things that we're really big at Premier, and I know you're big at it as well, is making the event planner's life easier. And making
I'm all about that.
And so how do you do that? How do you make an event planner's life easier? How do you make them look good?
Well, when was the last time anything really good happened when someone said no? There's that no, that's a good no, that'll keep you out of trouble. But, I'm kind of the yes guy, and I've noticed that, when you go into a situation where there's a big meeting and there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of stress and anxiety put on the person that's booking the talent and arranging everything, the hardest thing you can do is give them a list of demands that is just, blue M&Ms. I don't need those in my room. Just give me a refrigerator for my meds and a couple bottles of water, and I'm really pretty good. The rest of it will take care of itself. But I found that the most memorable times I've had, speaking to a lot of bigger groups, is just being accessible, and if I'm able to, I'll go to the parties. I did a talk down in Cayman, the Cayman Islands and Grand Cayman, and I just had really nothing to do before my flight left. There's not that many flights going in and out of there.
Sure.
And the person that brought me in said, "You want to hang out with us?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go." So we swam with dolphins, and we went to a turtle, preserve, and I went to their dinner that night and hung out and just got to know a little bit more about their company, and I got to establish some pretty good friendships. There's still one guy I spoke to probably about 10 years ago, and I still get emails from him about 3 or 4 times a year. How's it going? What are you up to? And so it's more than just coming in for a 45-minute keynote. To me, it's really about just having a great time, from the time my boots hit the ground until the time I'm back on the airplane exhausted. I really want it to be a positive experience for everybody.
Well, for you event planners watching and folks seeing this, if you'd like to learn more about Scott, we've got right below the screen, you've got a link so you can see photo, bio, speaking video, all the different kinds of great stuff. And of course, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well to see more great interviews. Scott, thanks so much for coming on and doing this. I appreciate it.
It was fun.